Good afternoon from Interbay Stadium here in Seattle, Washington. It's time for the GNAC Women's Soccer Championship semifinals here on GNAC.tv. Hello everyone, thank you for joining us for our first match of the day as the number 7 nationally ranked Western Washington Vikings take on the Central Washington Wildcats. I'm Andrew Harvey on the call for you. Let's meet the two teams for today's contest. Up first for the Wildcats, in goals, Emily Thompson, the listed back line of Olivia Sloan, Alyssa Barden, Sydney Lowe, Chelsea Morozic, and Jackson Farman. The midfield of Paige Devine, Sophia Keenan, Kylie Dillon, and Madison Hinkle, and the lone forward listed is Madison Bradley. Michael Ferrand, the head coach, listing his Wildcats in a 5-4-1 there to counter the very good Western Washington Vikings, who are 12-0 in conference play, only conceded 3 goals across the span of GNAC play during the regular season. And they are lined up thusly. In goals, Natalie Derricks, a back four of Peyton Chick, Emily Nelson, Katie Watt, and Mackenzie Burks. A midfield of Darby Doyle, Jordan Bartleson, and Diana Diaz, and a forward three of Carly White, Zoe Milburn, and Liv Larson. Western head coach Travis Connell spoiled for choice in choosing his starting 11. He has so many all-conference selections, he can't actually fit them all on the pitch. 12 Vikings named to the various all-conference teams, as we are just about set to go here from Interbay Stadium. Your referee tonight is Ben Oakley. Assistant referees Liam Leonard and Ian Fry. Mike Holmholtz is the 4th official. Certainly, Western a 12-0 record, 16-2 overall over the course of the regular season. A weight of history on their side as well. They have never failed to qualify for the championship match. It's now their 8th straight appearance, if I have it correctly looking at my numbers, in these soccer championships. Wildcats, meanwhile, here for the first time since 2016, looking to play the spoiler. Will they be able to manage it on neutral ground? The Vikings in white with blue shorts will move from left to right on your screen here in the first half. The Wildcats clad in black from head to toe going back the other way, and they will have the opening kickoff. Madison Bradley over the ball there for Central Washington. Referee Ben Oakley sounds the whistle. We're underway in the GNAC Women's Soccer Championships here from Interbay Stadium in Seattle. Well, at this stage in autumn, about as nice a day as you could ask for this contest. Sun well already into the process of setting. It will likely prove to be a frigid evening, but low wind. And so far, not a drop of precipitation, although as the saying in the Pacific Northwest goes, wait 15 minutes and see if the weather hasn't changed its mind. Ball over the top there, looking for Liv Larson. Cut up the near side, corralled there by Olivia Sloan. Jackson Farman fighting to get the ball clear. Peyton Chick throwing it toward Larson there. Larson turns, going into the middle. Carly White looking to settle that ball. Smash clear toward midfield. White, come on strong this season. 4 goals, 8 assists for her after missing all of last year due to injury. That ball rolls through to Emily Thompson. Thompson, 6-6-1 this season between the posts for the Wildcats. 4 clean sheets to her name. A 1.19 goals against average. Meanwhile, her counterpart in the other goal, Natalie Derricks, dominant performance this year. 0.38 goals allowed per match. Here's Milburn. Square it into space. Here comes Burks. Burks cutting the ball back to her right side. Sleeves in a low ball there. Thompson for the task. First leading chance there for Diana Diaz. Bradley gets a touch to it. By Nelson. Back for Derricks. Ball's come off slow and gone out of play. Down line to Milburn. Katie Watt lost her footing there. It's going to result in a turnover. Wildcats hoping to play on the break here. Ball's come back inside. Paige Devine pops that toward goal. It's too much underneath it. Katie Watts, slight slip of the foot. Spared for the early error on Western's part. Lowe has it for Central. For Devine. Diaz. Nelson. Controlled in by Larson. The throw from her side along the far touchline. Thrown in by Burks, up toward White. Throws to White. Thrown into Milburn. She's looking to turn. Hard hit ball for Larson. Squared out the near side by Devine, but Chick sends it straight back in. Diaz applying the pressure there. Hinkle able to get it away. Turn over to White. Pressing forward, Larson carries on. Tackled away just outside the 18. White has a go. Can't put it on play. 6 minute. Western applying the early pressure. 2 shots already for the Vikings. Lowe wants to switch the field. Chick is there. Gone ahead for Larson. Larson's pulled it past Devine. Plays it through right away. Milburn going to race forward. But so will Thompson. And she will reach the ball first. Sloan and Chick do battle. Central throw. for Bradley. She turns inside. Over the top here, looking for Kylie Dillon. The flag stays down. Dillon's low cross. Cut out somewhat routinely there by Nelson. Diaz in transition, looking for White along the far side. Milburn moving ahead. Tackled away well by Lowe there. Sloan returns the favor for the Wildcats. Sloan down line for Bradley. That ball stays in play. With Diaz, she'll go back to Burks. Central early on here at Interbay Stadium are playing with 5 across the back. And it's a move designed to counter how prolific this Western offense has been over the span of the season. Working so far here about 9 minutes in. But the end result is pulling that extra player back out of the midfield. Cedes a lot of the middle of the park to the team in white. And they have been quick to reestablish possession on second balls here in the early goings. Controlled there by Chick. Far side to Watt. White pressing forward. Cut inside toward Larson. She's brought that down well. Strikes for goal. Thompson with the parry. And cuts out the rebound. Farman there wins that ball for the Wildcats. Played at the far side by Devine. Burks forced back to Derricks. Hit near side toward Larson. One by the Vikings along the far side. Fans, you can stay current on all the latest news, stats, and standings for the Great Northwest Athletic Conference by visiting the conference website at GNACsports.com. Wildcats have won a free kick right at the edge of the middle third. How dynamic Western's been. You have to imagine set pieces is going to be very important for the Wildcats this evening. Got to make the most of those opportunities when they come. Long ball come over the head of Bradley. Nice idea there, looking for that flick on header. Maybe a player running through. Milburn. Ball comes behind Diaz, but Larson takes over. Tries to return it. Devine. Sloan comes in for a hard challenge along the near touchline. Ball's gone over the top for Morozic. Darby Doyle has it, and she will settle for the throw-in along the near touchline. Larson showing near side. Instead, the throw comes to White. Fakes out a defender and hits another left-footed shot. Ambitious effort after a great body weight feint, but she can't send it anywhere other than straight at Emily Thompson, who has her third save of the night already after only about 12 minutes. Farman doesn't control the header the way she was hoping. Morozic up as far as Devine. Larson scooped inside for Diaz there. To the far side for White. Burks going for the overlap. She'll get it. Burks to the byline, the cutback cross, fielded by Morozic, only as far as Doyle, her shot blocked. Some half-hearted appeals for handball there, but Ben Oakley standing right over it, had a great look at the play. It's been an action-packed opening quarter hour here in the GNAC Women's Soccer Championships from Interbay Stadium. 8 shots total already in 15 minutes. 5 for Western. Sloan looking for an option here. Diaz intercepts from Milburn, who's brought down. White turns under pressure, and after a brief advantage, the free kick's given. No obvious scoring chance was developing, so they'll pull it back. And now we'll see what Western can do with their first dangerous set piece of the evening. Schick and Burks, the fullbacks, over the ball. 2 in the wall for the Wildcats. It's Burks who strikes the far post. Just caught that ball a little too squarely, drove it straight, wanted to curl that one in. Fans the winner of this match. Play the winner of our second match of the evening. Seattle Pacific University takes on Western Oregon here at 7 p.m. Championship match scheduled to kick off at 1 p.m. on Saturday. So if you're locally based, still time to get up to Seattle, see one of these teams potentially hoist, I should say, the GNAC Championship. not, you were more than welcome to join us on GNAC.tv. Western have it back once more. Chick. The return from Larson. Morozic crashing in there. Gets that ball on the touch. Milburn carries on past Morozic, slides that ball through. Doyle won't reach it in time. Thompson not overly happy on the contact between Doyle and Sidney Lowe there, but it was shoulder to shoulder. Chick recovering nicely with that ball. Here's Burks. Carly White trying to set her free up that far touchline. Burks couldn't corral it. Farman on the ground, it works its way inside. Lowe winning the free kick there, past midfield, right on the touchline. Farman keeps it short for Lowe. Worked up the side for Kylie Dillon. Lowe looking to fight her way back onto that ball. Shielded out of play there by Darby Doyle. Here's Farman. Lowe. Up for Bradley. Overhit on the attempted ball outside for Dillon. Morozic comes in with a hard tackle, wins the ball away. She'll carry forward. Run off the ball by Diaz. There's White. She carries past one lunging tackle. Reset across midfield. Diaz. Back heel inside looking for Doyle. credit the Wildcats, who were somewhat under siege here in the opening 15 minutes. These last 12 or so, they've done a lot more to frustrate Western Washington. Here's Devine, far side for Dillon. Burke sends it downfield, straight into low. Sophia Keenan gonna roll that one all the way down the touchline, and it finally trickles out about 3 yards from the corner flag. Here to Sloan. Through ball. Looking for Hinkle there. Just overhit her. Larson inside to Bartleson. Bartleson going over the top looking for White. It's taken out of the air there by Sydney Lowe. Vikings quickly switch the point of attack. Schick gets beyond Sloan. Morozic can't get her clearance past Larson. Low ball to the far post from Larson, who goes down after it's away. No one was able to time their run to it. Gone out for a Wildcats throw-in. Sloan combining with Hinkle here. Morozic. High press coming from the Vikings. Diaz fights her way onto the ball. Back for Larson. Morozic back across midfield. That'll lead to our first substitution of the match. 3 changes for the Vikings and 1 for the Wildcats. Vikings bring on Peyton Neal, Estera Levinti, and Jenna Kilman. Meanwhile, Bella Brown on for Central. Burks looking to go up the far side there. It's turned over. Crashing in comes Bradley, winning the throw-in for Central Washington. by Burks here. The flick on header. Looking for Milburn. White with a chance to play it. Drops it back to Chick. Chick takes a touch. Swung toward the back post. Brought down inside the area and shuffled clear. That time, I believe, by Alyssa Barden. Mrozic cuts out the through ball. Can't link up with Brown, though. Come near side to Chick. Playing through. Darby Doyle fights her way to that ball and wins a corner. First of the match. Lining it up for the Vikings. Estera Levinti right in front of the keeper. Ball's played low to the far post. Peyton Neal harassing the Wildcats defender, looking for it. Bradley looking to turn and knock it clear. She does so. It'll be a slow roller out the near sideline. More changes now for both teams. Vikings will bring on Talia Daigle. Daigle. And Molly Edwards will come on for Central. Sydney Lowe thrown in toward Hinkle. Brown there as well, but so is Darby Doyle. And Doyle wins the throw-in for her side. Ball over the top. White gives chase, so does Jackson Farman. White gets a foot to that ball, rounds her defenders, gone for goal. Into the back of the net. Weston on the top, just past the 30th minute. It was a lovely ball through to Carly White. Just kept chasing down, did enough to fight off Jackson Farman, cut inside, and then a clinical finish with the left foot past Emily Thompson. She scores her 5th goal of the season, and it's 1-0. Vikings back on the ball. Here's Levinti. Searching ball in. Barden brings it down. Farman clears it out. Hard collision there. Free kick given to Central. Bartleson has it back for Western. Draws the foul off of Edvolds. Derek's with it here. Intercepted by Sydney Lowe. Lowe fought off the ball there. Peyton Neal fights away right back onto it though. Cut inside, Devine looking to switch to the far side of the field. Ball falls through. Here comes Sophia Keenan. She's in here. Off for Bella Brown! And a smashed finish to the bottom left-hand corner. The Wildcats have equalized. Well, the finish by Brown, excellent. But you got to give credit to the weight of that ball to the far side from Paige Devine. Just dropping in beyond the left back. Taken over by Keenan, and then just absolute beauty of a finish as we get back underway. Michael Ferrand, Central Washington head coach, might not be thrilled with the number of shots his side has managed, but has to be thrilled with the conversion rate. 1 shot, 1 goal. Doyle inside to White. White goes for goal and misses the right post. A lot of credit due to the Wildcats for that response. Obviously the initial goal went just past the half-hour mark. Got them 60 minutes to work with to fight for something, but they have been challenging Western well here in the middle part of the third. Just some great combination play to exploit the open space leading up to that equalizer. Levinti's lost that ball into touch. Just back ball through here for White. 3 defenders in front of her, cuts back to her left side. Has a chance to get the shot off, but a well-timed tackle from Lowe gets the ball away from her. Cleared up to Brown. Keenan over the top. Edvold's giving chase, as is Bartleson. Derricks comes off her line. Gets enough of the ball there, I think, to deny the opportunity to give a free kick. .35 minutes played. 10 to go until the break here at Interbay Stadium. 1-1 between the Western Washington Vikings and the Central Washington Wildcats. Check. Working down line to White. White looking for Milburn, who's trying to turn there against Farman. Farman stands right off the ball. He's trying to shield it for a teammate. Frantic defending, and it's smashed clear by Keenan. 3 more changes now for the Vikings. I'll bring up Giovanna Tinsley, Lindsay Fujiwara, and Libby Hilkema. Kilman. Hilkema. Kilman now. Trying for the far post. Emily Thompson has it. Under Armour is the official apparel supplier of the Great Northwest Athletic Conference and a proud sponsor of the GNAC Championship. Under Armour. Turn wish into will. All the way here by Sydney Lowe. She's going to press forward. Cuts in on her right. A lot of defenders, very little in the way of support. Strikes for goal. But the weight's off center. Can't put any venom behind it. Over the top, looking for Carly White. She's been a focal point of this Western attack here in the first half. Taken over there by Levinti. Levinti's cross, surging to the far side. Struck for goal. That one comes off the crossbar, dropping back in toward Levinti. She can't get a foot to it. Clear by Hinkle. Well, a powerful shot there from Lindsay Fujiwara on the long cross that reached all the way to the far side. Thompson jumped for it, couldn't get there. That ball astonishingly stays in touch all the way down the far sideline. Here's Tinsley. Now for Peyton Neal. Stood up by Devine. Wins the free kick in the process. 40th minute now. Tinsley. Levinti. Hilkema. Gone for goal is Hilkema. That one gets beyond Thompson, but also crosses out of play. And be sure to follow the Great Northwest Athletic Conference on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Learn more at GNACsports.com. Wildcats bring on Macy Park now. Daigle. Over to Levinti. Back for Peyton Neal. And back to Tinsley. Edvolds. Back to Lowe. Only by Fujiwara. Lowe charges in. Hilkema has it though. Looking for the return. Can't get around referee Ben Oakley, who's part of the field. Nelson with it here. Gone down line for Fujiwara. That'll be collected by Thompson. Devine looking over the top. They taps it back there to Derricks. Levinti gives chase to the far side. Morozic forces it to dribble beyond. Comes away with the ball. Hit to the far side, intercepted there by the Wildcats. Brown for Edwards. Tried to just smash it downfield. Looking for Olivia Sloan, who was trying to break free. Worth noting that Sloan and Sydney Lowe have inverted. I imagine so that Sydney Lowe can continue to follow Carly White as Lowe gets that ball away. Tillman. Far side to Daigle. Levinti trying to pull it back here. Wanted to square it to Hilkema. Instead it'll be Sloan. And Keenan sends downfield. That came off the arm of Edwards. Referee letting it go on advantage. Nelson playing through. And Thompson collects it at the edge of the penalty area. .45th minute, about 35 seconds to go here in the first half. Western still searching in. Fujiwara runs onto that ball. Winds up knocking it wide. Well, Western have been as dangerous as advertised. 12-0 in conference play. 12 shots here in the first half and 1 goal to show for it. But the Wildcats have found ways to remain dangerous themselves. Just 2 shots to their name, but they have a goal. And that is how we will head to halftime here at Interbay Stadium. Level at 1-1 between these two sides. We'll take a break here on GNAC.tv. We are back at Interbay Soccer Stadium and on GNAC.tv for the second half of the GNAC Women's Soccer Championship semifinals, as the Western Washington Vikings have played the Central Washington Wildcats to a 1-1 draw through 45 minutes. We'll see what the second half has in store. Everyone, Andrew Harvey back for you here on the call for the second half. Western came at Central right out of the gates, outshot them 13-2, including a 5-2 advantage on shots on goal there in the first half. And eventually went on top in the 31st minute, thanks to Carly White. But Bella Brown fought her way back just 3 minutes later. Tallied an equalizer. And now we'll see what the second 45 has in store. Ben Oakley has a Spanic underway. Vikings once again in white with blue shorts, moving from left to right. Pardon me, from right to left now here in the second half on your screen. Western particularly put the Wildcats under pressure in the opening 15 minutes of the first half. We'll look to see if they try to replicate that pressure here in the second. Barden jumps the route on the throw. Ball into space. There's Liv Larson playing through, looking for Milburn. Vikings here for the deep throw. Larson shows for the byline. Wins a corner. Just the second of the match, believe it or not. Lining up the in-swinger here. Ball underneath that ball. Thompson comes for it, gets a hand to it. Back across the face of goal. Thompson stayed down. And a free kick has already been given to the defending side. Nelson gets in front of that ball for Western. He sets to Derricks. Bradley down behind the run of play. Vikings see it now. They're going to knock the ball out for her. She went down favoring her left ankle and is still favoring it significantly as she gets back to her feet. Well, the NCAA men's and women's soccer tournament fields will be video streamed live on ncaa.com this Monday. Men's NCAA regional bracket will be revealed at 3 p.m. Pacific time, followed by the women's regional bracket at 3:30. That's the NCAA men's and women's Division II soccer selection shows Monday afternoon on ncaa.com. And the Wildcats doing the right thing will play it back to Derricks as we restart play. Yokema moving it forward there. Come back for Fujiwara. Fujiwara's cross. Thompson off her line. Catches it at her waist. Nozick knocks that ball down. Farman back across midfield, straight to Bartleson though. Back to Tinsley, and now near side to Burks. Laying it in for Levinti. Low recovering. Levinti carries on, pulls that ball back inside. Low cross. Larson just gets underneath it, pops it out for a goal kick. Remember the 2019 GNAC Women's Soccer Championships with a t-shirt, sweatshirt, or more. Visit the online Championships apparel store today by visiting gnacsports.com. Championships apparel available for purchase now through November 21st. Diaz wins the throw-in along the near sideline. Right up to Milburn. And the turn Barden, just over the head of Larson. Might fall here for Fujiwara. Sloan a couple of big touches, loses that ball out the far touchline. Thrown into Larson at the byline. Right cross, knocked out for a corner. Western's third. Carried away by Olsen and knocked out by Milburn at the far post. Farman has us back underway. Levinti tracking inside, goes for the switch. Hilkema along to Fujiwara. Back in for Hilkema. Now square to Bartleson. Bartleson has a go. Blocked right away, that time by Paige Devine. Burks. Can't get it beyond Brennan. Thrown up to Levinti. A touch from her. To the byline, it stayed in. Tackled away by Lowe. Hilkema. Goes right back to Kilman. And Farman punts it into the stands. Larson coming wide here, looking for Levinti. Levinti, early ball. Thompson comes off for a line. The flag up for offside in any event against Milburn. But well caught by the Central Washington keeper. Barden up to Bradley. And taken over Brennan drifting out wide. Assisted on Central's first goal. Races past her defender, nearly gets that cross off to Bradley. Can't keep it in play though. '56th minute here at Interbay Stadium. 1-1 between these two sides. Devine. Trying to force that ball forward there, looking for Hinkle. Barden slides in. She's come over the ball in the process, though. Well, the fans might not be happy about it, but that is a dangerous tackle there from Barden. Lucky she hasn't made greater contact with her opponent. She might have seen more than just a free kick for that. Burks, run up for Levinti. Lowe has it. Milburn turns well. She's tripped by Dillon. Another free kick. Referee going to stop the clock here. So here's Larson and Burks talking about this free kick. Swung in there by Larson, free header inside. Thompson looking for it, flag up for offside as the close range conversion comes to naught. Western have it back here after the free kick clearance. Levinti. Hard up the line for Burks. Too narrow though. Bradley takes over at midfield for the Wildcats. And Hilkema returns the favor. Nelson. Looking downfield. Morozic. Loops that ball outside, nicks it off. Milburn in the process wins the throw. Substitutions now for both teams. Katie Watt, Peyton Schick back on for Western. Bella Brown, the goal scorer for Western, checking back in. Blocked by Farm in another corner. An hour played at Interbay Stadium. 1-1 between these two sides. Now Burks here for the in-swinger. Off the ball, finds the head of Larson. He's going to stay in play. Morozic looking to turn it downfield. Milburn has it. Morozic comes in. Knocks her across, and in the end, the Wildcats win the throw. Edvold's back on now for Central. Darby Doyle returning for Western. Burks dribbles over the goal line. Goal kick. Edvolds throws in, gets that ball. Watt retreating. Edvolds has the inside line. Edvolds gets the cross away. She was taken down as the ball went. Referee saw it as a fair challenge. Or possibly, in his mind, played an advantage that had played out after the cross was collected. Vikings push it out wide. Diaz, the turnover there. Morozic quickly downfield looking for Edvolds. Emily Nilsson, the GNAC Defensive Player of the Year, though, reads it all the way. And eventually draws the free kick. And I think Edvolds has just drawn a yellow card. Pretty cynical challenge. No real attempt to play the ball there. She'll protest her innocence, but anytime you come straight through the back of a player, you can expect to get yourself booked for that. Western, get it to Burks. She cuts to her right. Burks back to her left now. Carrying on. Pulls back one more time. And the follow-up shot sent high. Carly White has not appeared here in this second half for Western. As Macy Park checks back in for Central. We have not seen any of Grace Eversole this evening. Two of the Vikings' most powerful offensive players not playing a factor here in the second half so far. You have to imagine we'll see White before too long. Had 5 shots in that first half. Also the GNAC Championship's record holder for shots in a single match. She took 8 in one game back in 2017. Sloan is there. Her ball will be turned over. Also dominant in possession. Tough to move off the ball. Levinti winning another throw-in along the near touchline. Low cross there, gets beyond Thompson to the back post. And the Vikings back on top here in the second half. 65th minute. And just a quick cross in from the left side, converted. 2-1 Western. Well, the shot disparity bearing up that this second goal likely coming for Western. 18-4 they lead in shots. Diana Diaz gets her third goal of the season. It comes at a critical moment. Now for the Wildcats, who dug deep in the first half to find an equalizer. Can they equal the feat once more? Levinti jumps over the sliding challenge. Advantage played. Cross coming inside. Drop back. And Morozic gets the ball clear. Couple players on the deck now as the Wildcats win another. Darby Doyle. Just outside the penalty area. Square to Diaz, the goal scorer from moments ago. Diaz looking for a brace. That ball rattles off a pair of defenders before going out. Western's fifth corner of the match. Jenna Kilman back on now for Western. Ball swung in. Bella Brown knocks it clear, wins the throw. Down here by Keenan. Squares it to the left for Sloan. Back here for Sloan. Wildcats doing a throw near their attacking goal line. Hinkle and Brown showing near side. Throw comes toward Hinkle. Quickly cleared away. Throw this time for Brown, and Nelson smashes that over the trees on the far touchline. Pretty good air on that clearance. Throw over the head of Brown this time. Bartleson is there. played and cleared back out by the Vikings. Bartleson. Sends it clear. On the 70th minute now. Vikings leading 2-1. Back of the goal 5 minutes ago from Diana Diaz. Central Washington, meanwhile, trying to rally some momentum for another equalizer. The Vikings just grinding this game to a halt at the moment. A lot of throw-ins on the far side. No real rhythm to the play. Edvolds flips that forward for Brown, who is offside. Doyle laying that ball forward. Thompson over to collect. Under pressure that time from Kilman. Kilman outside toward Liv Larson. Here's Brennan. Edvolds moving ahead. Ball sent out wide for Edvolds. It's a high cross to the head of Brown. She's directly underneath the ball, and it drops right in for Natalie Derricks. Burks finds Kilman. Levinti trying to run onto this ball. Sydney Lowe is there, shields her off of it. Turn it over to Kilman. Larson back for Diaz. Swung near side for Levinti. Now Bartleson. Wildcats dropping back in. Searching cross, the flag already up. Now we will see the first of Carly White here in the second half. She returns for Levinti. Immediately takes up post on the right side of the formation for the Vikings. Sending Liv Larson over to the left. Kilman into space for White. White has Larson at the back post. White gone for the cross and can't link up. Third goal there might have just about put this match to bed. Vikings go for another change. They'll bring back Peyton Neal. Diaz wins that ball, goes outside to White. The return for Diaz, who might have been offside there. Won away by Hinkle, however. Playing through here for Edvolds. Edvolds looking to cross. Does so. Strikes the ball too narrow. .75 minutes played. Vikings leading 2-1. Park comes back inside with that ball to Morozic. Turn there by Lowe. Changes now for both sides. Kylie Dillon back in for the Wildcats. And Alice Hebert on for Western. Vikings throw in from the far side of the field. Park getting it back there to Thompson, who's under pressure. Forced to play it out the near touchline. And here is the first of Grace Eversole this evening. Eversole, 5 goals, 5 assists on the year for Western. Here's a quick cross coming inside, and that one should have been 3-1. Put over the bar there by Alice Hebert. Western can't afford to take chances like that for granted right now. They're only up by a goal. This Wildcats team has shown themselves to be dangerous on numerous occasions. Doyle for Hebert up the far side. Park in pursuit. back on for Central. Fujiwara back on for Western. Early ball. Thompson gives chase. Stays on the line for it though. And it's gone out for a goal kick. 80th minute. Western leading 2-1 here in the GNAC Women's Soccer Championship semifinals. Edvolds. Too big a switch there for Brown. Fujiwara. Back toward Eversole. Give it away there. Here's Kilman. Kilman into space for Hebert. Hebert over the bar once more. Tougher shot for her this time though. Sydney Lowe. Can she spring something? She's tripped up there and wins the free kick on advantage. It's a low bouncing ball on the free kick. Wildcats trying to stay on the front foot here. Now looking to play through for Hebert. Barden shields her off the ball, draws the free kick. Eversole down into space. Here's White. White surges forward, tackled away by Park. Dillon up for Brennan. Into space now for Hinkle. Edvolds. And for Devine. Brown wants it at the near side. Ball comes her way, but it's cut away by Fujiwara. Morozic's long throw. Good as far as Sydney Lowe. Gets the ball away under pressure from White. Hinkle. Knocked away by Peyton Neal. Hebert looking for support. Eversole making the run. Ball comes her way, but it's behind her. Both teams just trying to settle the ball here. Hinkle toward Dillon, the ball out wide to Brown, will reach her. Back for Hinkle. Devine. Swung far side to Brennan. Brennan, early ball. It's a high one. Low, underneath it. For Hinkle, her shot. Straight up to Dillon. '85th minute now. The return from Morozic. Morozic surveys, swings in a ball. It's headed up by Nelson. Now Carly White. Just into space for Eversole. Eversole slides it up to Hebert, who's onside. Strong tackle, gets the ball away. Brown quickly into space, too quickly in fact. Darby Doyle wins the free kick for her side. Western won't be in any hurry to take this. Central have managed to put the Vikings under some pressure here in these last couple minutes. Long low ball up toward White. Hinkle is there. White blocks her clearance. Carly White for the far corner. White just so dangerous. Anytime she's on the ball, doesn't matter how far away from goal. Have to keep her marked tightly. As Olivia Sloan is back on for Kylie Dillon. Morozic. Edvolds further along here for Sloan. Edvolds trying to play it right back through to her, settles for the throw-in. Thrown beyond Sloan. Gets off a cross, but there's not much behind it. It comes straight into Derricks. Down the far way. Western throw. Again, this now the phase of the match where you're going to see Western start to slow up their runs chasing after balls. Sydney Lowe has it there. Gets around her defender. Takes too big a touch though. Wins the free kick. That's a great call by Ben Oakley to acknowledge that the pull did take place there. Long ball over the top, flicked in, and Edvolds puts it high. The flag had gone up for offside, so it wouldn't have counted in any event. The Wildcats doing what they can to claw their way toward an equalizer here in the 88th minute. Well, the 89th now, I should say. Fujiwara heads it out of play. Central throwing numbers forward. Sloan in toward Brown. Somebody out in the parking lot has their bass turned up very high. Not sure if you can hear that on our NAT mic. Lends a certain drama to the late proceedings here. The 90th minute. Vikings leading the Wildcats 2-1. Looking to go to their 8th straight GNAC Women's Soccer Championship final are the Vikings, who have a goal kick here. That'll run more time off the clock. Derricks puts the ball back in play with 17 seconds left. Desperation time for Central. Morozic up toward midfield. Lowe is there, the countdown on. Nelson charges in, wins the ball, wins the free kick, and Western wins the match 2-1 over the Central Washington Wildcats. Credit due to the lower-seeded Wildcats, despite being outshot 23-4, put Western under significant duress over the course of 90 minutes. But Western has punched their ticket to the GNAC Women's Soccer Championship Final, which will be played right here at Interbay Stadium Saturday at 1 o'clock. They will face the winner of Seattle Pacific University and Western Oregon, which is scheduled to kick off at 7 p.m. Pacific. You can catch that match as well, including the championship final here on GNAC.tv. That does it for our first semifinal. I'm Andrew Harvey for all of us here at Interbay Stadium, saying so long, thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you next time.